Well, folks, here we again for the weekly forecast. The news of the week has been essentially warmer than normal temperatures, in fact, record temperatures on several occasions during this last week. We've been consistently in the 50-plus range, with many of the days basically breaching the 60 and 70 degree mark depending on location, a little bit cooler to the north. But overall, a very warm, dry week. Helped to dry out some of the surface wetness that we've seen in eastern Nebraska. And it looks like we got a few more days of this ahead of us before we start to turn our attention to a more active pattern starting to develop as we go through next week. And by the time we get to the end of next week, it looks like a major trough will push into the Central Plains, bringing a combination of rain and snow to our region. So as we go to the maps, what we will see is we have this big upper air trough to our southwest, bringing the onshore flow to the state of California. And this is going to generate some surface lows coming into the western United States. You can see the series of them in the western United States that will bring a pretty significant onshore flow of moisture into the western United States, really hitting the San Diego area. And this will gradually start to make its way toward the east as the week progresses. So that first piece of energy starts to move in toward western Texas to the south of us, and we see it low in the upper plains. So we're going to be caught between these two systems, and as these generate, we'll start to see the precipitation sliding through the Rocky Mountains, and it's going to split as we go into Monday. And as we get into Monday, we'll start to see another trough approaching in. A little wave moves across the north of us. That will generate the chance for thunderstorm activity, and then we have the low to the south of us. So we're going to be caught between them, a brief chance of precipitation on Monday and Tuesday morning, but the main activity will slide to our south with that upper low, and that will push into the Gulf Coast regions as yet another storm comes online over the western United States. This is the one we're going to watch because it's going to start to generate lows across the front range of the Rocky Mountains, particularly as we get into late Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that's will organize into a pretty good precipitation event. So you see the precipitation moving into the western United States on Tuesday. By Wednesday, this low really gets wound up. Surface low will develop in eastern Colorado, and as we start to see that surface low generate, it's going to start to push out into the plains. So we're going to see the moisture surging into the central Rockies, and then as we get into Wednesday night, Thursday, we're going to start to see this trough pushing out. And as we see this trough coming out very deep, lots of moisture going to be streaming to the north, so we'll see a good organized convection system. And here's this low really wound up, a lot of wind with it, and the cold air to the north. Perfect combination for a snowstorm in the central United States. Here's the first of these precipitation breaking out over the central Rockies, spreading snow into South Dakota, and then this low basically starts to lift toward the northeast, and that brings a lot of moisture, upslope flow across western Nebraska, tightly wound low pressure system. Tremendous volume of precipitation expected to break out into the central United States. Snow in the western half of Nebraska, thunderstorms in the eastern half, maybe up to 2 inches in isolated locations. And then the system will pull through the entire state as we go into Saturday, so eastern Nebraska is likely to get accumulating snow. Now, as we go to the 8 to 14 day forecast, it does show this cold air coming in. It's probably underdone. It needs to be pushed out a little bit farther east, but the warm conditions will move off to our east. And below normal temperature, or below normal precipitation in the Pacific Northwest, above normal in our region, and that will bring much colder air in as we get into the last week of February.